We are doing thrift shops today. We're in Sendai right now and it's just been raining on and off all day. So perfect day, but the city and the area around it has an abundance of thrift stores and secondhand shops. So let's start near the station, I guess. So the station's just down that way and we're gonna kick off right here at this Book Off Super Bazaar. Let's go in and check it out. Now, Book Off is actually one of the most common thrift stores here in Japan. You'll find them everywhere, but I've never been to a super bazaar. As the name suggests, Book Off is really well known for books, as well as CDs and games, and wow, I forgot Burn Notice even existed. But I kind of want to check out the hobby stuff. We have a ton of figures, and look at this, Pokemon cards. You know, I used to have the biggest Pokemon card collection ever, and my brother collects figures, so he'd be really happy here. A lot of these bigger shops work as kind of resellers of overstocked items as well, so every now and then you'll get stuff like this brand new Black & Decker drill, still packed with multiple sets. Oh wow! Okay, I don't mean to go full nerd, but these little Pokemon balls here, I've seen them online, but I've never actually seen them in person. That is adorable. Okay, all right, moving on. We've got instruments and whatnot over here, but you'll notice quickly today that I tend to default towards the junk drawers. There's always something good hiding in the junk drawers. Like this charger, which probably has absolutely no charge left to it. Or this Oculus Gear VR for 980 yen. That's like 10 bucks. We'll say that if you're looking for cables, especially audio cables in Japan, that these shops can be one of your best bets. Or if you just want old busted SLR cameras that most certainly don't work the way that you want them to. Actually, I've been looking for a new Chromecast for my office, and this one's only 30 bucks. But I kind of feel like we should wait. We have a whole day ahead of us. Okay, we've got the lay of the land here. Let's go see what the rest of the area has to offer. And as with most book offs, anything of value is kept right near the register in glass cases. But considering the proximity of the shop to the station, the likelihood of finding the really good stuff just feels a lot lower. Kind of need to get out of the commercial city center for that, which is why I've rented a car. Second Street is also a really big name in the Japan second-hand store thrift shop market. They are everywhere here in Sendai. So I'm gonna see if we can't hit up a few of them today, starting with this one. Right near the entrance, a ton of toys. Very, very Japanese Toy Story stuff. And actually the first thing that caught my eye coming in was this dude here, this piggy bank big boy for $100. Now, while Second Street has always actually been pretty cool about me recording in the store, the music is always a bit of a struggle. So hopefully we won't get flagged for music today. Who are these guys? I can honestly say I've always wanted a giant giraffe coat stand. That's a thing. All right, whole furniture section back here, instruments back in the corner, toys over here. There is a bit of a goal for today too. My friend Charlotte recently moved into the area, and for the person who has everything, thrift shop tends to be a pretty good place to find some unique finds. So maybe it'll be this. Who doesn't want that? Honestly though, considering the size of the building, this Second Street actually feels pretty small. Let's check out the hobby stuff. A while back I did a video on a Second Street thrift shop for the Tokyo Lens Explorer channel, And I learned a lot from that, actually. I learned just how much stuff I can walk by and have no clue what it is, but there's always going to be somebody who catches the value in something. So if you see anything today that you're like, oh, you really should have gotten that, like maybe this little accordion, let me know. Okay, actually, these have kind of caught my eye. These 1/6 scale pre-painted vinyl model kit. What's up, Lando? What are these? I've never even seen these. Like these here, I've definitely seen these, but Star Wars fan. And I know these might just look like plates, but this is actually called Tsugaru Nuri, which is a special type of lacquerware from the Aomori region in Tsugaru. This same type of design is used a lot for shamisen, especially the covers, the dokake. But it does seem like there's a second floor, so let's head up there. Okay, looks like we're mostly clothing up here and camping gear. Oh, straight to the camping gear. Wow, a lot of it. I guess not terrible prices on tents. Somewhat reasonable, I guess. And I feel somewhat obligated to show clothes and shoes simply because in that last video at 2nd Street, so many people were really excited about the clothes and shoes. There's a Porter bag here. Porter's a really popular Japanese brand, especially for bags. A small part of me always hopes that I'll find a brand new, unused pair of pump shoes. These are very, very worn, but come on, pump shoes. You can't tell me that's not just like the most fun thing in the world. It's still an unrealized dream. Someday I need to get myself a pair of pump shoes. And then the back of the store is mostly used watches and an incredible amount of pants. So, be entirely honest, that I think it would be kind of weird for me to wander around the ladies section, so I apologize for skipping that. But we have a lot more stores to hit today, so I think we've gotten a good view of this one. Let's keep going and maybe grab a bike on the way out. All right, so that's 2 shops down. Still haven't quite found anything that catches my interest, but the day is young. Like I've got at least 4, maybe 5, possibly 6 more shops on the list for today. All right, so this one's got it all. It's got the hard off, the off, yeah, I know, best name ever, off house, hobby off, and garage off, which I've never actually seen. Let's go check it out. This might be one of the most comprehensive ones I've seen so far. Let's start here in hard off. The hard off section is probably the closest to book off. It's got all the games and CDs. It tends to have a lot of musical equipment and stereos and instruments and everything like that. But again, when I come into these, I default straight to the junk bins if I can find them. There they are. I used to spend a lot of time going through the junk bins solely for the N64 games. Like they have Mario Kart 64 for 300 yen. What? I did not realize that Japanese Game Boy games came in these little boxes. That's pretty cool. There's even a whole collection of records down here. If you find a good hard off like this one, in addition to the instruments, they actually have a testing corner where you can go in here, sit down, and test out the instrument. And that's pretty neat. They've even got a pick sitting there for a whole bunch of them. All right, but moving into the off-house section, which is usually for housewares and house. It's self-explanatory, right? It's off-house, but they have like a whole set of kimono and everything. All the kid stuff. Again, camping gear. I always get pulled in by the camping gear. which actually, that's not too bad. $16.50 for a little grill. This side over here has tons of exercise gear, and again, all the clothing you could ever want. It's really well arranged and laid out, and if you're into fishing, well, this is your place. I always hope that I'm gonna find some interesting little lamp, but I also hope that it's not on a trip like this, because bringing it back to Tokyo would be a little bit of a pain, but that's not bad. I like this dude. There's no space for him. But in all of this, I think the hobby off is where I'm most likely to find something that might pique my interest and slightly rob my wallet. And again, are we gonna find any pumps in like a relatively new condition? No, we're not. I could wear these. Those are definitely Tokyo Lens style. As soon as you get into the hobby off section, you see what I mean, right? It's just, it's pure excitement. All right, what have we got? What have we got? All right, so if I were to find something for Charla, I feel like since she's really into Pokemon and whatnot, it would probably be in this area. And I'm not entirely hating the Sleeping Pikachu. So Sleeping Pikachu may be an option. And just a big old thing of Nerf bullets. I've actually got this huge container at home that is just packed full of Nerf bullets that I keep in my office because I have an inappropriate amount of Nerf guns as a full-grown adult, and I'm not ashamed of that. Lego! Another thing that I probably have too much of, but this is like the classic Lego bucket. I'm pretty sure I had this Lego bucket when I was a kid. Ooh, those are heavy too. They got full mahjong tile sets. It's definitely got some weight to it. And an entire section of rows just for building models. Wow, that is a lot of model stuff. And I guess this would be garage off. I'm definitely not done with hobby off, but still, it's always nice to... Secondhand shops are usually a pretty decent place to get a good helmet at a discounted price. I'm gonna kind of loop through here because I'm super curious as to what Garage Off has to offer. I've never ever seen it. Okay, so on top of tools and speakers and stereo systems from the 1980s, you can also get the bicycles here. So, okay. All right, I have a rough idea of what Garage Off is. Back into the hobby off section. It's all of these, like the really classic Godzilla toys and whatnot. These are the ones that always catch my interest. But it's when you get into the really retro stuff that you start seeing the prices jump. Like $100 for that, $220 for that, $130, $170. This brings me back to the Power Rangers robot from the 90s. Ah, love it. Love it. Wow. There's also an entire corner here just for giant stuffed animals that are all 110 yen. That's just insanity. They're really, I was about to say they're really clean, and then no, that's not dirt. He just has pink cheeks. They're actually in not terrible condition. This is a very unconvincing Pikachu though. The organization here just blows my mind. Like the fact that they've got it all, there we go. Even in these drawers here, it's just so well organized. And even this here, like you can buy an entire bag of these capsules for 1,000 yen. That is 10 bucks for a giant bag of capsules. I know I'm doing a really bad job at adulting, but I really do feel like a kid in a toy store right now. Oh. But before we run out of time, I should grab shit. You know what? I'm kind of rethinking the Pikachu. I feel like Charlotte has a lot of Pikachu. What she doesn't have is... This place was big, definitely in the top 10 largest stores I've been to in Japan, but now we got something for Charla, who actually we're gonna get to see tomorrow, but again, it's time to head off to the next shop, so rain. I've only got the car for 6 hours because I thought that would be enough. That is most certainly not enough. And the area is filled with a ton of those second street shops, more than I'd possibly be able to hit in a day. So I'm gonna try and aim for the biggest looking one next. Who knows? It's hard to tell on a map. I've got to say, I have never seen a town with such a dense population of secondhand shops. I am absolutely loving Sendai. This one's actually a little less organized and a little more chaotic than most second streets that you go to. But if you've ever been looking for these little frogs, this is your place. They're right here. So they bounce. Bouncy frogs. Alright, this time we'll start up on the second floor. Okay, so basically the entire second floor of this one is all clothing, shoes, and apparel. Last time that I came into a second street to do a video, we found some pretty high-end brand name stuff, but I honestly didn't even notice. I had no idea, but people in the comments were absolutely loving it. So, oh wow. I don't actually buy that much clothing because the majority of what I own, I just buy multiple of the same item. But there's a ton of little Bape keychains down here if you're into Bape. And still no luck on pump shoes. In all fairness, I probably could just find them online, but... Alright, let's check out the first floor. I don't know about you, but I am a huge fan of these sandwich makers. I've gone through at least 2 or 3 in my time here in Japan. And you can always get little stuff like this, like a yakiniku plate, and you can make the takoyaki, and and it's got the default lights that were installed in everybody's home when they moved in, so they all brought them here and probably sold them for $5 so that they could be sold for 40. Even the hobby aisle in this one is feeling just a little lonely. There's a Tanjiro down here, if you're a huge fan of Tanjiro. And of course, we've got more Star Wars stuff here, but not actually that many retro toys. Be honest, slightly disappointed with this one. But there is at least one smaller mom and pop style shop that is seemingly open nearby, so let's head to that one and not get the trampoline. Looking at Google Maps, it looks like it's almost literally right around the corner, so just be able to basically pull right in. So as for small places, I don't think we're gonna get much smaller than this. What is this? Recycle shop, full house mocha, all 500 yen? What? Okay, all right. Very interested. Right out of the gate, we've got this camcorder right here. And it looks like this is exactly what we're looking for. Look at this. This is an absolute gold mine. What have we stumbled onto here? Oh, I could not be happier. I've always kind of wanted one of these. I'm not going to get it. I've always kind of wanted one. Just putting it out there. Also, this is incredible. What have we got? This is an actual Timex watch for 500 yen. That's, I think, all over here is going to be, yeah, it's all clothing and whatnot over here. So it seems like the absolute gold mine that is this shop exists right within this space right here. Also, I think there's some ladies over here having some coffee, just having a good time. All right, look at this. There's a whole bin with like wooden geta sandals and everything. Pikachu bet what? Number 25, Pikachu, type electric. Are you kidding? Is that a set? Oh, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Love that stuff. But look at this. This. I don't even know where to start. Like, this is a little guitar from Howl's Moving Castle, apparently. What in the world is forming pie set? I have so many questions that I feel will forever go unanswered. Forming pie set. And of course, the ever classic minions. And Astro Boy. Oh my god. And he's so chubby over here too. Oh, I love it. I absolutely... What is it? It looks like it has some kind of like buttons on the head. I feel like it was like a water toy or something. And a ninja. Some in-container plastic figurines over here. Oh, every type of sunglass you could ever want in 1992. And some big old harmonicas that have definitely been played by other people. If you know what these are, these remind me so much of my very first year in Japan, a show called Work, Work, Watching. Oh, this is an incredible little space. So it is all 500 yen and it's cash only, and so I've got to grab him. What would you get though? If you had only 500 yen to spend in this shop, which is really all you need, There's a guitar pedal in here. I don't know if it actually works, but there's actually a guitar pedal in here for 500 yen. But I know exactly what I'm getting. Oh, I could not be happier about this. お願いします。はい。これでお願いします。あ、これ？はい。はい、100円でいいよ。あ、100円で。ありがとうございます。This is definitely my favorite shop so far. It's still really raining. There we go. Little Atom Astro Boy. But there's at least one more shop that I want to get to before we return the car. So let's head there. I'm so happy about this little Astro Boy, and I've locked it. Okay. Let's get going. This place is a place I've never heard of or seen before, so I have no idea what to expect. But I gotta say, it it looks pretty promising. Welcome to Mandai. Okay. And oh boy, do I feel like we are in for a mess of noise. This actually reminds me a lot of one of the shops out in Morioka. Okay, so we got brand stuff and clothing over here. I still haven't entirely given up on my pumps, but those are $600 shoes, so moving on. Wow. I will say that the presentation of this place is really good. Like, it's still very obviously used items. Like, if you look at these are definitely not new shoes, but it's used items at a premium price. Like, that is $200 for these Jordans. Wow, that is something else. Okay, I'm really interested to see what the rest of the shop has in store for us. This entire section over here is all manga or manga. I did a stream once where somebody got really upset because I called manga manga. Every time I say it now, I can't help but crack up because it's just the funniest thing. What is this? Why is it so adorable? You can barely see his face, but you know he's smiling. Is this a Pikachu count? Norm, put it down and walk away. Just put it down and walk away. Honestly, when it comes down to it, it's just about the space for it. Where do you put it all if you get it, right? So you got to make those adult decisions and not buy all the things, because I want to buy all the things. Wow, and little bags of Lego. I've never seen little bags of Lego in a shop like this before, but these here, if you've never played with this is a ton of fun. This is sticky tape that you can use to, well, I guess put Lego anywhere. You could have Lego on your ceiling if that's the kind of thing you're into. Taking just a few seconds here to appreciate the many, many, many sounds that are all happening at once. This crane game has my favorite dagashi, well, one of my favorite dagashi, Big Katsu. You either love it or you hate it. A lot of people hate it. It is like a cutlet in a bag. I know I'm not making a good case for it, but it's really good. I love it. And they're after my own heart here with an entire section just for Super Mario stuff. I have these cards. I love these cards. They're plastic, but they're still. And there's the dagashi section. Yes! Oh, okay. I know I said I didn't know what to expect with this store, but as soon as I walked in, it all just felt so familiar. And here we are now. Now these here, these are by far my favorite dagashi in Japan. They're these little mochi candy things, and they're wonderful. They're so good. And this is the big cuts right here. Now, if you don't know what dagashi is, they're kind of like Japanese penny candies. Almost everything here is super, super cheap. Like these little sticks of gum are like 54 yen. That's only 100 yen. Each one of these umaibo tends to be about 10 cents each. This whole bag is about 11 cents. I think that paints a pretty good picture. A couple years back, I actually went to a dagashi bar that has all-you-can-eat dagashi. Wonder if that place is still up and running. I hope they're doing well. And then getting out of there and past the very tempting Mario stuff, there's apparently discount whiskey and the one section of the shop that actually looks like it's a second-hand shop. So you could totally grab this keyboard. 990 yen, cables and all, wrapped in saran wrap. That just screams second-hand shop right there. I'm coming clean with you. When I started this day, I was like, this is gonna be the most fun day ever. Hit as many recycle shops as we can within a day. It sounds like a dream, but this has been borderline anxiety inducing. There's just so much to see at each shop, and I couldn't be happier about my little Astro Boy. Did you have a favorite? Let me know. I can't get him back in the bag. Let me know. And the best part is, we still have all of tomorrow here in Sendai with Charla. And you're making me drink bean milkshakes?
It's worth it, I swear. Come over here.
Okay. There's chunks in it.
It's chunky.
You can literally see chunks. Okay. Just keep the expectations low.